With nearly half of 2021 almost over, there are noticeable trends that have developed. Here are the top 5 trends in housing for Orange County. Number 1, the number of available homes to purchase is finally starting to rise, and the super low inventory has been the story for over a year now. At the start of last year, there already were not enough homes on the market, and it did not improve when many homeowners chose not to sell their homes. Ultimately, that led to this year's historically low level of available homes. In fact, today's inventory is 64% less than the 5-year average. Yet finally, now that summer has arrived, the inventory is on the rise, adding up to 8% within the past couple of weeks, which is the largest gain of this year. This new trend will continue throughout the summer months. Number 2 is demand, which is the number of new escrows over the prior month is on a decline after reaching a peak in early spring. Demand typically peaks between April and mid-May. This year it peaked at the very start of April in Orange County. Spring is the hottest time of the year in terms of demand, and it slows down during summer with kids out of school, planned vacations, and plenty of fun being outdoors. Since peaking on April 1st, demand has dropped down to 7%. Within the past 2 weeks alone, it dropped 5%, its largest drop of the year. This trend should continue throughout the summer months. Number 3, closed sales are at its highest level since 2005. Through the first 5 months of the year, there were 14,469 closed sales. Disregarding last year, because COVID skewed the data, closed sales were up 22% compared to the 5-year average from 2015 through 2019. That pace is highest since 2005. With demand continuing to outpace prior years, 2021 will be the strongest year for closing since prior to the Great Recession. Number 4, fewer homeowners are opting to list their homes for sale. This trend started last year with the start of COVID, but it changed in August last year. When the inventory reached a record low at the start of this year, many homeowners were nervous about selling and worried that there would be nothing for them to buy after selling. Combine that with the knowledge that home values were soaring, many homeowners were more than happy to wait on the sidelines while their equity quickly grew. During the first quarter, there were 3% fewer homes that entered the market compared to the 5-year average from 2015 through 2019. In April, there were 10% fewer for sale signs. In May, it was 15%. In the first 2 weeks of June, it was off by 19%. This trend continued as long as inventory remains low and mortgage rates remain below 3.5%. Number 5, pressure is building for mortgage rates to rise, which will impact affordability and demand. During the first week of this year, mortgage rates reached an all-time historic low to 2.65% according to Freddie Mac. It remained below 3% until June 24th when it rose from 2.93% in the prior week to 3.2%. It remained at 3% or lower for 8 straight weeks, but pressure on rising rates had been mounting with inflation readings climbing. Even though the Federal Reserve has been stating that inflation is temporary, the U.S. economy is getting a lot hotter, and many more are coming to the conclusion that the Federal Reserve needs to slow down their stimulus. They have been purchasing mortgage-backed securities, which are everyday loans backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, since the beginning of COVID. This has resulted in mortgage rates dropping by approximately an additional 0.25%. Had COVID not occurred, rates would be around 3.75%. By year's end, they will rise towards 3.5% and then settle around 3.75% sometime next year. And demand will fall towards trend levels from 2015 through 2019. The inventory will rise to more normal levels, and the market time will slow down from crazy levels of today to a normal seller's market. Well, those are my top 5 trends in Orange County. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.